Like a true crime doc meets WWE promo. In World Wrestling Entertainment, nothing is real. Friendships break, families turn, champions fall alone. But then there was this. Two women who were never meant to trust each other. Two rivals who weren't meant to stand side by side. Two opposites who should have destroyed each other. Until one night changed everything. A betrayal so brutal, it shattered an entire faction. A rescue so unexpected, it stunned the arena. And in that moment, something World Wrestling Entertainment never planned, something fans never saw coming, was born. A connection deeper than storyline, stronger than rivalry, and darker than anyone realizes. This is the untold truth of Rio, how power found its sky in the middle of absolute chaos. In the world of WWE, strength is everything. Strength of body, strength of ego, and strength to survive betrayals that come without warning. Rhea Ripley learned that strength the hard way. From the silent halls of Australia's indie scene to the brightest lights in the world, she became a storm that no one could ignore. Io Sky learned a different kind of strength, from the discipline of Japanese wrestling. From years of pressure, perfection, and pain, she became a living highlight reel, a woman who made gravity her enemy. Two journeys, two continents, two completely opposite destinies, one fueled by brute force, one powered by grace and flight. They were never meant to meet, never meant to stand together, never meant to share anything beyond rivalry. And yet, some connections don't follow rules. Some stories don't follow scripts, and some bonds, the rare ones, begin long before the world notices. Before the cheers, before the betrayal, before Rio even had a name, their paths were quietly pulling toward each other. Power and sky, on a slow collision course. And when these two forces finally crossed, WWE would never look the same.
Emotional plus nostalgic, plus Netflix-style flashback. Before the cheers, before the betrayal, before the name Rio even existed, their story started quietly. In 2017, the Mae Young Classic brought two worlds together, one from the deserts and chaos of Australia, the other from the discipline and beauty of Japanese wrestling. Rhea Ripley entered the tournament hungry, angry, desperate to prove she belonged. She wasn't the superstar we know today. She was a kid fighting against her own doubts. Io Sky arrived with a different pressure, a lifetime of perfection behind her, and an entire nation's expectations on her back. And when they met in the ring, it wasn't just a match. It was a clash of destiny, power versus precision, strength versus heaven. Io won that night, but something else happened. Something far more important. Rhea didn't hate her for it. She respected her. And Io didn't fear Rhea. She admired her. Two women from two different worlds, both outsiders, both far from home, both carrying more loneliness than the audience would ever see. They didn't talk, they didn't hug, they didn't pose together, but they looked at each other and understood. Because sometimes, respect is born long before friendship. And from 2017 to 2020, every time they crossed paths, every glance, every stare down, every silent moment, built the foundation of a bond that even WWE didn't realize was forming. A rivalry in the ring, a connection outside of it, and a spark waiting to ignite. 2025 changed everything. For months, Io Sky stood loyal to Damage Control. They were her sisters, her family, the only people she trusted. But Rhea Ripley saw something different. She saw manipulation. She saw danger. She saw what Io refused to believe. When Rhea warned her, Io pushed her away. She chose loyalty over truth. She chose family over instinct. And on September 29th, that choice shattered her. Asuka and Kairi didn't just attack Io. They broke her. They broke her heart. They broke the one thing she believed would never fail her: family. And in that moment, as Io lay on the mat, abandoned and blinded, the person who ran toward her was the same woman she once pushed away. Rhea Ripley didn't hesitate, didn't think, didn't care about old fights. She just ran. Power saving Sky. Strength catching someone who had fallen from grace. And inside that ring, under the lights, in front of the world, a bond was born in the ashes of betrayal. Io Sky had lost her family, but found someone who refused to let her break. And Rhea Ripley, who once walked alone, finally found someone worth protecting. This wasn't a storyline. This wasn't scripted. This was the moment Rio sparked to life. After the betrayal came the silence. And in that silence, two warriors stood together for the first time. Not as opponents, not as rivals, but as survivors. Rhea Ripley trained to become a fortress. Io Sky trained to become the wind. And in a quiet corner of WWE's Performance Center, they found balance. Strength learned speed. Speed learned strength. Some teams take years to build chemistry. Rio built theirs in weeks. Because what connected them wasn't just wrestling. It was trauma, respect, and trust. Rhea, I don't care about records. I don't care about wins or losses. What I care about is loyalty. And Io Sky, she showed more loyalty in one night than some show in a lifetime. In one promo, Rhea made their bond public. And for the first time, Io wasn't standing behind a faction. She was standing beside someone who meant it. Australia, Rhea's birthplace, a land where pride runs deep and emotions are hidden even deeper. She had never shared this part of her world with anyone, but she shared it with Io. It wasn't just a match. It was poetry. One fought with the sky. One fought like the earth was hers to control, and together they were unstoppable. Their victory wasn't luck. It was destiny finally catching up. In a world where betrayal is normal, where friendship rarely survives, this moment mattered. A simple bracelet, but a symbol of something rare. Trust, respect, and the beginning of a bond unbreakable. Championships fade, storylines change, but some moments stay. Rhea Ripley spent years building a wall around herself, a fortress of strength, silence, and survival. But Io Sky, she saw past the walls. She saw someone worth trusting. And for the first time in years, Rhea let someone in. Fans didn't just watch Rio, they felt them. Because their bond wasn't built on titles or clout or scripts. It came from something real. Pain shared, respect earned, trust exchanged. Two warriors who should have been enemies, choosing to be allies. That's rare in WWE. That's rare in life. Even the locker room knew it. They weren't acting, they weren't performing. They were simply Rhea and Io. In the land of betrayal, they found loyalty. In a business built on ego, they found ego-free trust. In a world that never stops taking, they found someone worth giving to. Rio wasn't just a team. It became a reminder that even in the most violent stories, human connection still wins. Two worlds, two cultures, two hearts shaped by struggle. But somehow, they fit. And together, they created something unforgettable. Something bigger than rivalry. Something bigger than victory. Something bigger than WWE. A legacy that won't fade. A bond that won't break.
This is RHIYO. In wrestling, stories fade, characters change, moments get lost in time, but some refuse to disappear. Ryo mattered, not because they won a match, not because of their moves, their entrances, their highlights. It mattered because it felt real. It reminded fans that even in the loudest, wildest, most chaotic world, human connection still cuts through. Two women from two different worlds finding comfort in each other. That's the kind of story that stays. Rhea Ripley found someone worth protecting. Io Sky found someone worth trusting. And together, they created something no betrayal could destroy, no storyline could rewrite, and no crowd could forget. Some teams are built, some teams are booked, but only a few are destiny. Ryo wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't written. It wasn't planned. It was born from pain, grown through trust, and forged in fire. And that is why it became legendary. This was the untold truth of Ryo.